Welcome back to our channel. Today we will be talking about someone who took over the internet with either hatred or memes, Amber Heard. After her recent divorce from the now ex-husband Johnny Depp, she was all over the social media platforms. Ever since it all started, there are unexpected twists all along the way. And after the divorce, her rounds to the court did not stop. Amber Heard had to pay $10 million to Johnny Depp after the entire court trial. To everyone's surprise, she and her legal team filed for bankruptcy. Let us look into how that went and watch the video till the end to know what Johnny Depp had to say about that, and spoilers, it wasn't in the favor. Before we move ahead, make sure to like and share the video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Let's first examine how Amber Heard and Johnny Depp met in order to understand how their relationship went and became the focus of a public trial before looking at the aftermath of the final divorce verdict. So, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp met in 2009, and a few years later in 2015, they decided to get married on a private island after splitting up with their respective partners of the time. They were dating for quite some time from 2011 to 2014, after which they got engaged. However, their marriage did not last that long. In 2016, Amber Heard filed for divorce, saying that Johnny Depp assaulted her physically when he was intoxicated with alcohol or drugs. Johnny Depp disputed the claims and said that Amber was, quote, attempting to secure a premature financial resolution by alleging abuse, end quote. Amber Heard made allegations of domestic abuse in a December 2018 op-ed for the Washington Post. She talked about the women who were victims of domestic abuse. Johnny Depp was not addressed in it, though. In an article written by The Sun, he was labeled as a quote-unquote wife beater. He sued the executive director of the same, but he lost the case. And this is where he hit the bottom and lost multiple contracts and deals. Johnny Depp sues Amber Heard for $50 million for defamation, claiming that she was the abuser in March 2019. Millions of people from their homes all around the world closely scrutinized the trial. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were household names because of their extensive work profile. They worked in big-budget franchise movies like Pirates of the Caribbean for Johnny Depp and Aquaman for Amber Heard. It was only obvious that people would be interested and keep up with the entire divorce situation. On April 11, 2022, the 6-week court trial officially began at the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia. Johnny Depp enters the witness stand and recounts a variety of incidents over the last several years. Johnny Depp stood firmly and asserted that it was Amber Heard and not him who was abusive in their relationship. Adding to that, he added how her charging false accusations against him cost him contracts worth millions and essentially lost a job. Defamation lawsuit has a public presence. At the end of the trial, the judge as well as the jury gave a verdict that the Washington Post article in which Amber Heard wrote the op-ed was defamatory in nature. The purpose of the article was solely to ruin the reputation of Johnny Depp, and he had to face the consequence of it. Along with that, it was declared that the evidence that Amber Heard and her legal team showed in the context of abuse was all staged and fake, and hence there was no domestic violence from Johnny Depp in their relationship. Now, as the law goes, Amber Heard had to compensate for the loss that Johnny Depp had to face because of all these things. The court gave the verdict that Amber Heard has to pay a heavy price of $10 million to Johnny Depp. But at the same time, even Johnny Depp had to pay Amber Heard some amount as compensation for the damage. It was $2 million. So that makes a total of $8 million to be paid by Amber Heard to Johnny Depp. Since the verdict came out, Amber Heard and her legal team have been trying various things to get the verdict changed. The team even filed and took objection that jurors were biased. One of the jurors' ages was less and hence the verdict cannot be true. Later on, they claimed that the fine was too high considering Amber Heard does not have any work right now and she was not on work for quite some time. The legal team of Amber said, quote, "We believe the court made errors that prevented a fair and First Amendment compliant verdict. Therefore, we are appealing the verdict," end quote. Even her net worth is said to be $8 million. However, none of that worked. The earlier judge who was there the entire 6-week trial, Judge Penny Askerate, rejected any appeal from Amber Heard's team for a retrial, and hence the end thing they did was file for bankruptcy. We all knew that Amber Heard's financial standing was not the strongest, but this bankruptcy situation took fans by surprise. On July 20, Amber Heard declared bankruptcy and on July 21, pleaded it in the Commonwealth of Virginia. She was hoping to nullify the judgment, but was she doing this on purpose to get away from paying the debt? Adding to all of this, there was a petition out there to get Amber Heard out of Aquaman 2. It received 4.5 million signatures from all around the world. This was the only recent possible work she had, and even her role in the movie got reduced because of the trial. Things just kept piling up on Amber Heard. Amber Heard took it to Instagram to express how she feels. She expressed disappointment at her defeat and said that the jurors had been swayed to reject her mountain of evidence by her ex-husband's authority and charm. She considers the decision to be a setback for other women. Amber Heard said that Johnny Depp's lawyer was successful in getting the jury to ignore the crucial freedom of speech issue. Heard expressed her sadness at feeling as though she has lost her privilege to speak freely and honestly as an American. Seeing this, everyone was expecting a response from Johnny Depp. His legal team gave a statement on his behalf to CNN stating that, quote, "The verdict speaks for itself, and Mr. Depp believes this is a time for both parties to move on with their lives and get back on their feet. But if Ms. Heard is resolute to continue the litigation by appealing the verdict, Mr. Depp will file a concurrent appeal to ensure that the Court of Appeals considers the full record and all relevant legal issues," end quote. The actor claimed that his life was saved as a result of the jury's favorable verdict. The actor is humbled by the decision and hopes that other men or women will be motivated by his triumph. He expressed his gratitude for the constant support of his followers. To conclude the video, bankruptcy does not remove the punishment, nor every debt can be waived off under the context of bankruptcy. When you commit a wrongful act with the intention of harming someone else, you cease to be what the Ninth Circuit calls an innocent debtor, and you can't use the bankruptcy laws to get those debts discharged. The verdict by the judge clearly mentioned that Amber Heard's behavior had ill intent. Hence, we can say that there is no way she'd get away without paying. So, the bankruptcy claim will not reduce the amount of debt money that Amber Heard has to pay. The only pro she got now because of the claim is more time. She can pay the money to Johnny Depp in more time than before. So the baseline still remains that $10 million will go to Johnny Depp by any means. So now, if Amber Heard is unable to pay the debt money, she has to sell all her properties and assets. And if even that is not enough, her future earnings can also be put online. That is it for the day, everyone. What are your thoughts on this new claim by Amber Heard on bankruptcy? Do you think it is real, or is this just another tactic by Amber Heard and her team? Do you think she will pay back the debt in time? Let us know in the comments what you think, because this feud is not ending anytime soon for sure. If you liked the video, make sure to also leave a like and share it with those who you think would be interested. Before leaving, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated on all the gossip of the industry. Thank you.